Big Sean sat down with Jay Shetty and said something that stopped me cold. He said he had to completely redefine what success meant to him because the version the industry handed to him was slowly killing his creativity. And I need you to hear that today, because most of you are chasing a definition of success that was never yours to begin with. So let's talk about personal hardships through writing. One of the first things Big Sean talks about is how he processed his darkest moments through writing. Not performing, not posting, but writing. Privately, honestly, with no audience. And that hit me because we live in the culture that tells artists to monetize everything. Turn your pain into content. Drop a song about it. Make it a reel. But Sean's point is the opposite. Some of your healing has to happen before the camera comes on. The artists who skip that step, who go straight from wound to content, well, you can hear it. The music is there, but something is off. There's no depth. Because they're performing healing they haven't actually done. Now, inside the $27 starter kit, there's a 5-day grounding reset journal that I provide. 5 days of specific prompts designed to get you to that private, honest place before you create anything public. Because your best work comes after you process, not during the wound. So let's talk about defining your idea of success. Big Sean asked a question in this interview that I want you to ask yourselves right now. What is your definition of success? Not your labels, not your followers, not what the algorithm rewards, but yours. Because if you can't answer that clearly right now, you're running towards you're running towards someone else's finish line. And you will run yourself into the ground chasing something that won't even feel like a win when you get there. This is one of the first things I walk artists through, getting clear on what success actually looks like and feels like for you. Not as a brand, as a person. That clarity is what the creative safety checklist inside the starter kit helps you build. You cannot protect something you haven't defined. Let's talk about the power of separation. Big Sean talks about the power of separation, stepping away from the noise, the people, the environment that's pulling you out of yourself. Now, that's not quitting. This is not disappearing. This is a strategic, intentional choice to create distance between you and the things that are clouding your judgment. Every artist I know who made their best work, they did it after a period of separation. Andre 3000, D'Angelo, Kendrick before GNX dropped, they all went quiet before they went undeniable. But most artists are terrified of that silence. Terrified that if they stop showing up, people will forget them. And so they stay in the noise. And the music suffers. The unseen protocol inside the starter kit is specifically built for that in between. How to survive the separation without panicking and making moves that set you back. Now let's talk about attracting versus chasing. This was the moment in the interview that I kept replaying. Big Sean breaks down the difference between attracting energy and chasing energy. Chasing looks like sending your music to everyone, sliding into their DMs, refreshing your streams, saying yes to every opportunity because you're afraid that the next one won't come. Attracting looks like being so rooted in who you are, so clear on your sound, your story, your message, the right people find you. Not because you ran yourself ragged, but because you were fully, unapologetically yourself. The artists winning right now are not the ones working the hardest. They're the ones who stopped chasing and started standing in their own identity. That's what the zero option workflow inside the starter kit teaches you. How to create from a place of fullness instead of fear. When you're not creating to prove something, the music hits different, doesn't it? People feel the difference. And right now, today or tonight, there are artists grinding themselves into the ground, chasing what Big Sean is describing of letting go. Don't be that artist. Now let's talk about the Kobe mindset and strategy. Big Sean also talks about the Kobe mindset, which I am such a fan of, being the most strategic, most prepared person in the room. Not the loudest, the most intentional. Kobe didn't wing it. He studied, he prepared. He knew exactly why every move he made was the right move at the moment. Most independent artists right now are just winging it, dropping music when they feel like it, posting when they're inspired, making decisions from emotion instead of strategy. So the Artist Protection Guide inside the starter kit lays out the framework for thinking about your career strategically, not just creatively, because talent without strategy is just potential. And this industry has a graveyard full of talented artists who never figured that out. The door on this pricing won't stay open. The artists who get in now are the ones who will be inside the room when the full program drops. That's not hype. That's just how early access works. Big Sean had to unlearn what success meant. He had to separate himself from the noise. He had to stop chasing and start attracting. He had to get strategic. And he had to do most of that alone, without a map, without a framework, without anyone telling him that this is normal and here's how you move through it. You don't have to do it alone. The Artist Immunity Starter Kit is just $27. It's the map I wish existed when I was watching artists around me burn out with no tools and no language for what was happening to them. Inside the 5-day grounding reset journal, the creativity safety checklist, the zero option workflow, the unseen protocol, the shield visualization audio, which are 5-minute nervous system resets, and the Artist Protection Guide. $27. That's it. Link in bio. Do it today. Don't wait until you're at the breaking point Big Sean described. Get the tools before you need them that badly. So in conclusion, Big Sean defines success on his own terms, separated from the noise. He stopped chasing and started attracting. So become strategic. That is artist immunity. And it starts with one decision. Link in bio, $27. I'll see you inside.